Well, hello there, stranger. It's been a while since I've done a commentary, obviously, and does it really take more C4 to destroy a Humvee than it does an M1 Abrams tank? Yeah, I know my C4 is a little further away from the Humvee, but seriously, come on, DICE. Is it real life or is it Frostbite 2? That's the real question on all our minds, and it's especially bad also when you want to jump over some railings, and you just can't do it because it's Frostbite 2 and not real life. So I'm thinking I don't feel like I necessarily owe some kind of explanation as to why I haven't posted a commentary in so long, but I'm going to explain it to you for the reasons that I really feel like it's the appropriate thing to do. And thank you, DICE, also, for putting challenges and or assignments in the game for weapons that include using the grenade launcher to kill people with, and them around the corner and get shot in the face on respawn. That pretty much sums up the beginning of this game. And I had another gameplay that I was going to upload instead of this one, and it was same map, same game type, same weapon usage. And right there is a good example of why I like this gun really well. You can get a good feel for, okay, I can stop shooting now because this guy is dead. But I don't always notice enemies when they fall in front of me like that guy, and I'm going to get shot in the back because there is no sound and there is no enemy on the minimap. So thanks, DICE, for not including that sound. Or an enemy shooting a shotgun, which isn't suppressed at all, on the minimap. Maybe the flash suppressor hides them on the map now for shotguns. I'm not really sure. Of course, I can't really see the purpose of a flash suppressor on a shotgun anyway, and terrible spawn choice on the part of me and Rusty. And I think you haven't seen me play with Rusty before. He's actually one of the first time ever playing on Conquest on Caspian border that I get in to fly helicopter. And I get a gunner that I don't know who actually, you know, shoots people in the gunner seat of the attack heli and doesn't just, you know, do nothing and then hop out and parachute down to the ground and leave you by yourself to fight both fighters in the sky. And I think that's fairly typical for why I don't really... I can't say I don't like Conquest. I do like it. Rush, I think, will always be my favorite game type, but in preparation for trying to put together a team for Conquest, I need to play Conquest some, and you know, that makes it sound really negative, like I don't enjoy it. I do very much enjoy it, but moving away from talking about game types and competitions and teams and things like that, here's my excuse for why I haven't uploaded in so long. Okay, I had a virus on my computer. I don't know how I got there. I seriously don't. And at first it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't doing any harm to the computer. It wasn't one of those viruses that randomly just starts deleting everything off your computer for no reason at all, but it's also not the ones that just annoy you. It literally got to the point where I couldn't record my voice audio, which is what I'm doing right now, obviously, as I'm speaking to you. Then it got to the point where I couldn't record gameplay anymore, and then it got to the point where I couldn't edit videos in Sony Vegas anymore, and so essentially I was defeated by a virus, except not, because my friend Mystics helps me reinstall Windows on my computer, which is basically like, you think you beat me, virus, but in actuality, I'm victorious. Except after I reinstalled my OS, I found out all my drivers were gone. And of course I was expecting all my programs to be gone. I backed up everything I thought I needed to do, and I'm not going to talk about this the entire video. I swear I'm not. I know this is sort of a boring topic, but essentially part of the reason I've been away for so long is I had to reinstall all the drivers on my computer, which meant getting onto another computer and downloading the network drivers so that I could download the drivers I need to make my computer work again. That's a mouthful. So then, even after I did that, I had to install the programs again, and it was extremely, extremely annoying, to say the absolute least. And then after I got that done, I happened to get sick, and that's no fun either. I would equate being sick, especially in this case, to... okay, I know who's sick, and I'm going to do everything I can do to try to avoid them. And here I go on a tear in the video. If you're more concerned with the video than you are listening to me, I'm kill a few people right here. I would equate getting sick to trying to avoid a martyrdom grenade in Call of Duty 4, in that no matter how hard you try to avoid it, eventually, sometimes it's just going to get you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now right here, this is my favorite gun. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. From the time I picked up the KH2002, favorite gun. And it's because it is so incredibly good. And why do I think it's good? Well, I kind of want to compare it to the M16A4, but I feel like it's extremely, extremely different from it. The only thing that it and the M16A4 have in common is that they are select fire for single shot and 3-round burst only, and that is the only similarity. And you may or may not be aware of this, but within this game there are different recoil values, and the first shot recoil for the first bullet coming out of your gun is typically much higher than subsequent shots. And to put it into comparison, the first shot recoil on the F2000 and the KH971 are a total of 3 degrees upwards. And the recoil from subsequent shots after that is only 0.2. And you know how devastating those weapons are. You know how devastating they are. The first shot kicks quite a bit. Subsequent shots don't kick that much, although the spread does increase. The first shot recoil on the KH2 is literally half of that. It's only 1.5. And the subsequent shots are also only 0.2 degrees upwards. And so you're literally doing the same damage as an AEK or an F2000 with a ever so slightly slower rate of fire, but with much more accurate 3-round burst. And this gun is an absolute beast out to medium range. I liked it even when I had to use iron sights on it when I very first got it. And I would say that with regards to attachments on this gun, obviously it's hard to go wrong with a Cobra sight because you have such an excellent field of view, and it's very easy to see literally everything in front of you. I can't really recommend the red dot because I feel like the Cobra is superior. Either the American or the Russian holographics, they don't technically provide any zoom, but within the game they do. Those are also good choices, and I can also highly recommend if you're taking some distant shots, say you're playing on Caspian border, this gun is awesome with a 3.4 times Russian scope, which is, I don't know why I'd use the American 3.4 times. It's not really that good. I'm pretty much always going to use the 3.4 times Russian. And so, this gun's main strength is obviously going to be at a distance, but it's not as though it lacks power in close quarters. To put it in perspective once again, all of the assault rifles except the F2000 and this weapon have the same hipfire spread standing still. But these two guns, the KH and the F2000, have a slightly tighter hipfire spread than the other guns, so it's actually really good firing from the hip too. And I can't, obviously you're not going to want to use the bipod on it because you're going to limit yourself. If you're going to suffer through a bipod, you might as well use an LMG. Definitely go with the foregrip. And I can't really recommend anything for the third attachment other than double spray, other than the flashlight and the laser sight, because okay, obviously the laser sight makes your hip fire better, which is already good, and so it sort of makes up for a weakness in that respect. Similarly with the flashlight, you blind opponents up close, and it's not as obnoxious as it used to be. But the heavy barrel increases the recoil a little bit, which messes with your mid-range shots and your long-range shots, so I can't really recommend that, because you're already going to be on target. I can't recommend the suppressor, because even though you do become slightly more accurate, you lose a lot of the very fast bullet speed, and this gun does have, I think it's 650 meters per second, which, I know I'm throwing a lot of technical mumbo-jumbo your way, but just take my word for it, that's on the faster side of bullet speeds in this game. It really is. So, this gun is good all around. Absolutely. I have over, 600 kills with it? If you haven't tried this yet, it's well worth the grind through co-op. It really is. And I'm not sure if this game is necessarily a testament to it. I chose this game over another game with it, same map, same everything else, except this game I got progressively better as it went, whereas the other game it started out very nice and was the opposite, basically the opposite of a Rocky movie where it starts out nice and then ends up horribly and you die several times in a row. And right near the end I am changing up to an 870 because I get killed by the guy's shotgun like 3 times in a row. So I essentially said, I don't approve of your conduct, and I'm going to use the shotgun too, just because you're using a shotgun. And I know in my last commentary I did a video on the 870, this is the 870, I did a video on the USAS. And while the USAS, you suck at shooting, is definitely better for spam fire, I will pretty much take the 870 over every day of the week because the spread is twice as tight, and it's just very much easier to hit the ranged shots. And I don't use fletching on it. I probably should, especially, and as an example, at the top of the stairs I get one guy and then I proceed up the stairs, I get one guy and then I don't get the other guy because I don't have fletchet rounds, but that's just fine. And that's the end of the video. We emerged victorious, somewhat of a close game. I think the next game I upload is going to be very much a comeback, and I'm not I'm going to try to refrain from calling the outro clip a bonus clip anymore. I think I'm going to start referring to it as an outro clip, and it's basically just me being a badass in the jets. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry if this was kind of short, but I did feel it was necessary to give you an explanation as to why it's been so long since an upload. I will definitely return to talking specifically about the gameplay on the next video. So thank you for watching, throw me a like, and have a nice day.